Hello, Srividya. Thank you so much for joining us here on Monday, September 5, 2022 for the September 2022 session of Storytelling by and for Adults. Please tell us about your work. And I know you're in Chennai. But tell us about your work and your organization and fully introduce yourself and then please tell us a story.
Thank you so much, Eric, for this opportunity and on a special day that is a Teacher's Day today. So many pranams to you as a guru of my storytelling, because I am born as a professional storyteller from the house of Dr. Eric Muller's Institute of Storytelling. So I owe it to him for anything and everything I'm achieving till date.
Thank you.
So giving that, yes, my name is Srividya V. I was born as a professional storyteller in 2016. Since then, my journey has been very beautiful, like a superb, as if I'm in a fairyland, because such good opportunities have come on my way, which has enabled me to work in almost all the areas, whether it is children, adults, old age, mental health. I mean, I can just go on because I've worked in various sectors and I'm thankful for the opportunities that has come my way. All these years, I have learned that the passion that I carry to share stories has also added another passion of training, meaning I won't say call it training, but igniting storyteller that we are all. So igniting the storyteller that is hiding within us. So I have my favorite close to my heart program called the Young Storyteller. So I do kind of a workshop where I kind of, as like Kapila was sharing about the power of appreciation, that's the tool that I apply to ensure that the child comes out happily, energetically, and shares a story. And there is no competition that I do it. So it's purely to encourage the child to come out of the inhibitions and just to speak up, and then to first to share a story, and then to become a young storyteller. And of course, to add it on to, I also do workshops for teachers and adults and customized workshops for corporates and blah, blah, blah. Okay, so that is my journey till date. In all the process, I have an umbrella called Story Train. I have an engine, steam engine, which is bubbling colorful stories, and there's a lot of energy in the sessions that I carry and the energy that I receive from my participants. So that's the initiative called Story Train, and I have my Facebook page called Story Train Chennai. Also, amateurly, I'm recording my stories in my YouTube channel called Srividya V. That's about me as a storyteller and trainer. So today's story, I thought of giving it as a name as The Pencil. It's a personal sharing, happened around 19 years back. I was just at the post-graduation, kind of end of the post-graduation. The exams were due just 1 month from then, and there was this hottest seat of campus. The college graduates, they wait for that minute and they sit for the campus and getting selected out of the campus. That was the hype, that energy was all building up, and all my classmates were all waiting for that first company to get in, the first organization to come into our institution, sit in there and watch and take the best out of our students. It was evening time, around 4:30 p.m. or so. When I saw that the campus recruitment is happening and they want somebody to know Tamil, they should speak Tamil, they should write Tamil, and they should read Tamil, immediately I backed off. I said, I'm not going to sit for this campus because, you know, this language has to be my barrier. But so it so happened that everyone, even if you're not interested to sit in the campus, were asked to get inside the AC conference room which we had in our college. A big AC conference room, and the round oval desk and whole chairs, rolling chairs, and all our students, the whole batch of around 54 of us had to sit, not 54, I say 30 or so. We were seated around on the chairs, AC, full on AC. And then there was a panel from the organization. There were HRs, there were corporate leaders. The CFO's wife was also there. They were all like really looking forward to pick up the best out of the best from our batch. And they came in and they started giving presentation about the company and this and this. And to tell you, it is one of the leading IT leaders in this globe. It's a global leader. It's a very huge company. And anybody would wish to get part of it, except me. I was like, how can I don't even know the language, kind of attitude I was. I was not actually interested in any of the presentation. I was like indifferently sitting at one corner. And suddenly, as one after the other were speaking, there came this man. He was very short. Must be around in his 50 or 55. He had bald head. Was quite short and he was wearing kind of a specs, which was like, it was like under his eyes. With a small belly. And he was having a proper tucked in shirt and pant. And he came in that, slowly walked. And he went near the presentation board and he started speaking. The indifferent attitude that I was having, I was like sitting and no fear. What do I lose kind of attitude that I was sitting, and I was like, suddenly the whole conference room was silent and he was speaking, but his voice was really feeble. We were not able to hear. I could hear some murmuring behind me, but nobody had the guts to speak up. So the indifferent me inside, sir, as he was speaking, sir, I just took out my hands and I disturbed him, I interrupted. And the whole entire conference room, including the HR and everybody, their eyes were only on me, as all the limelight was on me. I'm not able to hear what you're saying, sir. Immediately, the man, small, short man, looked at me and said, okay. And then he raised his voice and he continued. Presentation got over, we were out, and now it was time for one by one to go inside the conference room and sit. So somehow it so happened that the application form came in, and just like, again with the indifferent attitude, I had to go inside the interview panel. I went in there and I sat there, and all the interviews and all the eyes were already had got some attention on me. Were looking forward. They were pouring in questions after question, and I was just answering. Only one thing I knew, that I was just myself and nothing else. Interview went off well, and I came out and said, anyway, I'm not going to get it. I don't know the language. So I just moved on. Nearly 1 month after that, I get a call from my principal's room. I rush in. And that is how my Dr. Vardarajan is the principal there. He said, congratulations, Srividya, you have been selected in the campus. I must tell you, you are the only one selected from the college. I couldn't believe myself. How is it possible? Anyways, I was selected, and it was on 5th May 2003. In Ambattur, they had this huge office. I entered around 9:30 a.m. Office time. I go to the first floor of the building. And there are so many, the whole office was air conditioned, centralized, it was already chill. Summer outside, but here inside it was totally cold, winter time kind of. And I move on to the corridor, and there are big rooms. One room, I open and I go in. It seemed very similar to the conference room that I had in the college. The huge conference room, fully AC, the oval desk, all the rolling chairs. Nearly around 50 or 60 could sit there easily. And I said, go in. I see 2 other boys sitting. They were also young, out of the college. They were also campus recruit from some other college. But they were from the same college. They were friends to each other. And they looked at me, girl. And I just walk in. And I sit and I start my conversation with them. As I begin the conversation for 3 minutes or so, we hear a knock. Tuck, tuck. Somebody on the door. the door opens. And I'm frozen. There comes this man. The same man whom I had interacted. The same man whom I kind of thought it's cool to, disturb in between. He walks in and he sits at the other side of the desk. That's when I realized, my God, he's going to be my boss. What am I going to do? And that's it. All my conversation skills, all that ideas that I had, everything kind of got fused. As if something, the current went off. I was totally frozen. I was totally blank. I just stood, just sat like that. And there nearby, the two young men, they were really brilliant, really smart, and they started conversation with Sir. His name was So. As he sat, he gave a very mild smile, a very, very pleasant smile, welcoming smile to three of us. He saw three pencils in front of him, raw pencils. The two pencils seemed to be already sharpened, but the pencil that I was, my mouth was wide open, very, very dumb, no ideas to speak. Any question that she was pouring at that minute, I had no answer to it. I was in between, my internal conversation within me was like, oh my God, I'm gone. I think I will be moved out of this organization. It's so big, I can't do it. All negative thoughts just started bombarding my head. Weeks passed. The other two boys, they were good in English, they were good in bringing in planning strategies and this and that. We were hired for a special assignment for the company. We were the first storytellers, officially the first officially we were the first social workers of this organization. And they were all in full swing doing this work and that work, and I'm seated in the corner and I said, I don't know what to do. And then one fine evening, he called three of us, went in. And then he said, oh, Srividya, you take a volunteer, okay? You do all this volunteering, you just encourage employees to come and we will do the CSR activity. And I just nodded my head. And I went out. Of course, a job was given to me, the first task, and immediately I started jotting down. It's not like I'm dumb. I was actually not so dumb. As the assignment came into me, the fire came into me, I started working on. I wanted to somehow show him that, oh, I also have some stuff. And I started charting out and kind of planner and something very silently, writing it down in my diary. And then somehow, by the next very day, the 10 a.m., we were supposed to meet on a meeting. I was ready with something in my hand. Again, three of us seated, same conference room. Mr. So, he seated on the other side, said yes. So, and again, he was carrying the same pleasant smile because he was just looking at the pencils in front of him. And three of us, like we presented one each after another. This was my turn. I just took with a shaking voice, I took up and I just slowly jotted down all the points that I had written with all the broken. I mean, I was not even able to articulate. I was not able to even bring the speech clarity in whatever I was supposed to say. But then somehow came out. Maybe came as a communication. It reached him. And then he said, yes, very good. Yes, this sounds good. Yes, interesting. I think we should do it. I was like, he actually appreciated me. And more so, he actually believed in that I could do something. And that evening, when I came out of the conference room, the pencil that I was seemed to be getting the lead within coming and popping out. Something seemed to start showing up. That was there within me already. Maybe. And then I started into actual work without any interruption, without any disturbances. I was just given my platform to do whatever I want. And I did it with so much of freshness. And the entire management, they seemed to have just loved it. The way I brought the freshness into it, the newness into it. The usual process and this and that was all broken because I didn't know anything. It was so raw that I was. But within me, that something was, that spark was there, was brought out. And I was able to execute it so well. And the energy that I had shown in actually resulted in making the program, the volunteering program, one of the best in the country. It was shown as the best practices across after around 3 or 6 months. We were spoken as like Chennai branch, CSR team, the best. My journey continued. I started traveling across Tamil Nadu as a coordinator, and there's so much of stories added into to all that. Finally, there was this huge day when I sat in front of Jennifer Arun, the NDTV prophet, the chief correspondent. I was seated in front of her and she interviewing me about the entire program. And I speak exactly the same way, whatever I want to say, whatever I am as a person. Then the entire Chennai, not then, but even before, because of the work, the entire Chennai team, they recognized me, not just the HR team, not just the CSR team, but the employees as such. They cherished the presence that I used to bring in. That's where I became kind of a CSR champion of Chennai. My success was all celebrated and all that. But inside my heart, I knew that the pencil that I was needed a sharpener. And the sharpener was none other than Som sir. The same man whom I had interrupted before, but the same man who never took it. We just saw the spark that we would have as a person. The talent there with the entire trust and freedom I could do and bring in a kind of an interesting programs. So thank you, sir. Thank you, Som sir, for being such a great mentor without words, only actions. Such a great mentor who sharpened this pencil and brought out the lead where I could work not only during that tenure, but also after that. It gave me so much of learning for life that I'm still applying it. It is the teacher. It is the teacher who brings the best from within you. And I'm really thankful on this special day to share about my special moment as a pencil who got sharpened and brought the lead out and who could write stories about me and for everybody. Thank you so much for this opportunity. A pencil that we are on. You just need a teacher to bring out that greatness within us. Thank
you. Okay, thank you very much. Anybody? Thoughts, comments, questions, resonations? Gustav?
Good teacher can work wonders on the long range. And the long range can a good teacher, to have a good teacher, even if it's one teacher in one course, in one school, if you remember, wonderful. Thank you.
I agree, Srividya. Beautiful story for Teachers Day, and I just want to compliment you. You have such lovely presence, and you really communicate with us directly, so it feels like you are right with us. You're such a great example of speaking directly to the camera and being alive and vibrant and so involved in the story. So thank you very much for that.
Yeah, the term teacher is really sort of out of date, because now we all know that a teacher is a facilitator. A teacher is someone who helps the inner qualities come out of the student, and maybe give some suggestions, some guidance along the way, but basically it's all within the student. It just needs nurturing. Unfortunately, many people associate a teacher with someone who says no, 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 or who is correcting mistakes and pointing out mistakes. That's I guess that's one part of being a teacher, but the most important part is facilitating and nurturing.
In that sense, Eric, I must thank you. You are a beautiful, you are a powerful teacher. You're a powerful teacher. I also hold a special moment with you. A day when I came with a sense of confusion, what to do. I'm not getting assignments. I'm not getting work. And you said, oh, why did you start by your own? You do your own sessions. And you gave me that, courage to start my initiatives, like how I started, how to tell a story effectively for children. I started only because of the courage that you gave me. I went and I opened that forum, and it was a sense of empowerment. I just cherish it even today. So thank you so much.
Sure. Yeah, many times if we don't see what we want, we have to do it ourselves. So you use the pencil as a metaphor in that story.
Yes. We feel we are all pencils until we get a mentor, until we get a sharpener. The brightness will just be, we hold it within us. We are all so bright. That needs to come out, and that is helped by a guru, a teacher, a mentor.
Mm-hmm.
So we meet at one stage after the other, but that's what I thought of bringing pencil.
Great. Okay, any final thoughts, anybody? All right, well, thank you very much, Srividya. Oh, Gustavo.
A good library, school library, or a good house library, or a good book can be a also. Plus a teacher, best of all. That's true.
Tanuja, were you going to say something?
No, not really, but I really enjoyed the story, and I enjoyed all the story, and it was a beautiful experience for me, because I've seen the emails coming from for a long time, Eric. So it's really, yeah, an excellent opportunity for all of us to be together. Like Srividya said, storytelling is so powerful that not only we tell, but we listen and we learn so much from each other. And it really brings about that, the special element we all need to have. Thank you so much, Eric. Thank you, everybody.
Thank you. Okay, shall we say farewell for now? Okay, thank you, everybody.
Thank you so much. Thanks for joining.
Thank you, storytellers. Thank you, Eric.
Thank you.
Happy Teachers Day.
Thank you, Eric. Happy Teachers Day.